Today I want to talk about Destiny, and specifically I want to talk about the Festival of the Lost. Now I know I'm not alone in being rather disappointed with this year's event. I think what might separate me from some other people though is that I actually really enjoyed last year's event. Now it's not as though it was perfect by any means. I mean, there were definitely flaws to it. But to me, it was a really nice distraction. I liked being able to collect candy by wearing the different masks, and after filling up a bag of candy, you got to take it back to Eva Levante, and then when you took it back to her, you'd get a bag that would have mystery items in it, and most often it would include some type of mask. And all of these masks were just of rare quality. They would not be permanent. They would disappear at the end of the Festival of the Lost unless you used paper glue on them, which honestly I don't even remember how you got that. But what I liked about it was that there was a large variety of masks, and every single one of those masks, or the vast majority of them anyway, all had quests tied to them. For example, the Crota mask had a quest where you had to get sword kills in the Crucible. At least I believe it was in the Crucible. Either way, I do remember you had to get sword kills while wearing the Crota mask. And I just thought that was a fun little thing that they had to do. Or with the Atheon mask, you had to trip off the tower as Atheon, which is obviously a reference back to the Year 1 strategy of causing Atheon to fall backwards while doing the Vault of Glass raid. Now, I actually never got to do that one. That is the one and only little quest I was never able to complete because I never got the Atheon mask. But nevertheless, I just thought it was really neat how there was so many different little quests, and yeah, they were grindy, but that's kind of what makes Destiny great, is because the grinding is typically fun. Now, obviously, all of us who have been playing since Year 1 know that there are just a lot of elements where, frankly, the grinding was not so fun. I mean, certainly the inability to get exotics easily. I mean, I never got a Galahorn until Xur sold it at the end, well, basically right near the end of Year 1. And there were just so many instances where the grinding was tedious. But Festival of the Lost to me was just a really fun time, something that was a good way to kill time, and it might partially also be because it was tied to a time when my wife was in Anchorage waiting for the birth of our son, as she had to be in there what was supposed to be a month before his due date, but it actually ended up being only about 2.5 weeks since he came early. But it was just a really fun distraction, and I feel like this year it took so many steps back. I mean, not only did they have... they had some new quests tied to masks and some new masks, but the reality is that there were far fewer quests than there were in the original Festival of the Lost. And almost all of the masks can only be obtained either through the one Radiant Treasure, or Treasures of the Lost, I guess is what it is for what it was for Festival of the Lost this year, or by actually purchasing them, by purchasing silver and then using that silver in order to get them. And it was just, with the quest line that was tied to it, some of it just became needlessly more difficult, or it just became much less fun. I mean, it's hard to describe it any other way. Did you think that Festival of the Lost was fun in Year 1? What do you think they should do when they bring it back for next year? I mean, what do you think that they should do? I think that what they need to do, above all else, is they need to make it possible to actually get masks without having to purchase them. And make it so that you can't basically just get only, these couple of rare treasures and that's it. I mean, I don't care if the masks expire at the end. I mean, it was cool that you didn't necessarily have to if you managed to get the paper glue, but it was just disappointing that there were so few of them that you could access, so few quests that you could actually do related to it. And I was done with basically everything within a couple of hours. and that made me sad. So I want to hear what you guys have to say, so please comment below, and there will be more videos coming soon.